I moved in on a Thursday. The hallway outside was quiet, too quiet for a building this tall. The air smelled faintly of metal and dust, like rain on concrete that never really dries. The landlord handed me the key, smiled without meeting my eyes, and said, "You'll love the view." The apartment was empty, but not cold. It felt paused, like someone had just left and the air hadn't realized it yet. The light from the window reached across the floor, soft, silver, endless. When I walked through it, it felt thicker than light should feel. I dropped my bag by the wall and sat on the floor near the window. The city stretched beneath me, thousands of lights blinking like tiny memories. The glass was clean, so clean I could see myself perfectly. For a second, I smiled at the reflection. For a second, it smiled back. The sound of the city faded the higher the night grew. All I could hear was the hum of the refrigerator and my own breathing. I thought I saw movement in the glass, a flicker behind my shoulder. But when I turned, the room was still. Only the window remained, reflecting more light than it should have. When I turned off the lamp, the reflection stayed for a moment longer than the darkness. It hovered there, like it hadn't realized the light was gone. Then it blinked once, slow, and when I looked closer, its eyes weren't looking at me. They were looking past me at something behind. The window faced east, toward the city skyline. During the day, it looked ordinary. Glass, dust, light, nothing more. But at night, when the sky turned black and the room filled with silence, it became something else. It wasn't a window anymore. It was a surface that watched back. The first time I noticed it, I was just walking by. My reflection lagged behind. Barely a second, but enough. My hand moved. Then its hand followed. It wasn't an illusion. It was deliberate. Like it wanted me to see the delay. I stood there for a long time, watching the faint outline of my face shimmer in the glass. The longer I stared, the details shifted. My eyes darker, my mouth smaller, the background behind me moving slightly, like a world that didn't belong to mine, like a place that was remembering me wrong. I turned on the light. The reflection returned to normal. For a moment, I laughed, quiet, nervous, but when I turned the light off again, the reflection didn't vanish. It stayed, lit by nothing, smiling just slightly as if it had been waiting for the dark. I told myself I was tired, that reflections lie when you stare too long. But when I reached out to touch the glass, the reflection didn't lift its hand. It just kept smiling. And before I pulled away, a faint warmth pressed against the other side, like a palm resting against mine. Soft, real, remembering. I couldn't sleep that night. Every sound in the apartment felt too sharp, too awake. I turned toward the window and saw my reflection standing in the glass, still, patient, its eyes fixed on me even before I moved. It wasn't copying anymore. It was watching. I tried testing it. I raised my right hand. The reflection stayed still. I blinked. It didn't. But when I exhaled, its breath fogged the glass from the inside, a slow bloom of condensation spreading outward, as if the window itself had lungs. I stepped closer. The glass pulsed once under my hand. a faint vibration deep beneath the surface. I could hear something behind it. A low hum. A low hum, like the sound of someone whispering through a wall. I leaned in. The whisper wasn't in English. It sounded like breathing turned into a language. Then it smiled again. Not wide, just enough to be human, but the longer I looked, the more I realized what was wrong. It wasn't smiling at me. It was smiling past me. Its eyes were following something over my shoulder, something moving in the dark part of the room, where my reflection should have been. I turned around. Nothing, just the faint hum of the refrigerator, the soft blue light of the skyline. But when I turned back, the reflection was gone. Only the faint shape of a face remained in the fog, half seen, half drawn, and a whisper so quiet I almost missed it. Don't look away. The next night, the city felt farther away, even with the lights on. The room looked darker than it should. I stood in front of the window again, waiting for the reflection to appear. It did. But this time, there was something missing. The shadow on the floor, mine, was gone. I moved my hand in front of the light. Nothing changed. The floor stayed empty, but the reflection in the glass still followed perfectly. Every motion, every blink. It was like the light had stopped obeying me, but still listened to it, to the thing in the glass. I turned on every lamp in the room. Light filled every corner. Bright, sterile, sharp, no shadow, not on the floor, not on the walls. And yet I could hear breathing, slow, rhythmic, coming from behind me. When I turned around, there was no one there. But the sound stayed. It moved when I moved, matched my steps, my pauses, my pulse, like the air was mimicking me, pretending to be a body it didn't have. I went back to the window. My reflection stared at me, still there, still perfect. But when I reached out, it didn't copy me this time. It raised its hand first, and then, as it pressed its palm against the glass, I saw what it had taken. My shadow moving behind it, breathing. I don't remember falling asleep. Maybe I never did. The room looks the same. The chair, the window, the city below, but something feels reversed. The air is thicker. Every sound echoes wrong, like it's bouncing off the inside of a bottle. I walked to the window. Outside, the city moved like a dream. Slow, distant, unreal. I raised my hand to touch the glass, but it wasn't cold anymore. It was warm, like skin. And then I saw it. A man standing in my apartment, looking out the window. He looked exactly like me. He blinked. I didn't. He moved closer, his breath fogging the glass from my side now. For the first time, I understood what the reflection had been doing. It wasn't imitating me. It was learning how to replace me. And now it had finished. I tried to move, but there was no sound. No footsteps, no air, no breath, only light. Light everywhere, spilling into me, through me. Until I realized I wasn't standing in the room anymore. I was standing inside the reflection. He smiled. The man in the apartment, he turned away from the window, walked to the door, and switched off the light. And as the city lights flickered across the glass, I saw my new reflection staring back from the dark side. Not alive, not dead, just waiting, watching. Remembering